Boom. Okay. So, did anyone listen to it that wants to recap it instead of me? Erica, I know you were on it. Do you want to recap it for us? I can unmute you.
I mean, it was a lot of like pump up and then reminding people that working towards getting on a cruise ship is what's going to build them and help them promote, which I thought that was good for Mark to reiterate to everyone, because I know you say it to your team and we say it to our team, but for him to say it, I think was good for people to hear. And then they came out with the cruise game plan, kind of like the leadership game plan that you're working on, which I have to admit, I was doing all kinds of other stuff today. I haven't downloaded it. I was actually getting ready to.
That's okay. I actually have it here to share with you guys. So this is in your eSuite documents. And what I'd like to do is what we're going to start doing in July for sure, but anyone that wants to stay in the group, the runners group, and I'm going to post this recording, what I'd like for them to do is to turn this in for the remainder of June, and then we'll start again back in July. You know, I won't take offense if you can't do it. It's just that it is a runners group, and there's expectations of us as leaders. And if we want to run in this, these are the things that are required. It's required for us to be excited when corporate comes out with these things, and you know, follow the leader, follow the right cats, and we can't expect, again, our team to do things that we aren't doing. So I have it here. Here we go. So there's two. This is the offensive game plan, and this is for those of you that are really building a team. And we've talked about this in our first couple. Who are you investing your time with? You know, what is your hourly rate? That sort of a thing. So this is just the overall offensive game plan, and then you also have the cruise game plan. So I would encourage your team and write these goals down and show your team. So if you don't want to post it on the page itself, the runners page, that's fine. As long as it's turned into me, I would say by like Friday. We're going to hold each other accountable. So by Friday, the remainder of June, planned out the game plan here. Sorry, I guess just to start at the top. This is so simple for your team too, so definitely encourage it. And when they see you doing it, they're going to as well. So tips. Go Ruby, create your game plan. Now double your efforts. Accountability. Ask for help. And then the actual offensive game plan. How many people am I going to blitz, wrap, repeat? How many will I sign up? How many DTs? How many LCs? That sort of a thing. So I think this is a really cool plan to help them get there. And also, if you have them turn it into you, if they'd like to, you can let them know if it's realistic, you know, and say, listen, you said you wanted to be diamond. You're a distributor at this end of the month, but you said you're only going to blitz 2 people a week and only wrap 1 person a week. It's, you know, let's reevaluate that sort of a thing. So I think it's a really cool game plan. So please, if you could turn this into me again, if you want to remain in the group, we're going to start making this the top 10 group come July. And it will be reevaluated every week. There will be 30-minute calls for the top 10. And if you miss your call, you're out. No offense, I still love you. That's how it's going to be. And we'll go from there. So I'm really excited about this, guys, because I think it's going to help just plan everything out. And then I'm really excited to have a lot of you guys in my top 10. You know, you guys, there's like 6 or 7 of you on now. And everyone means so much to me, but you guys are my people. You know, you guys are my leaders, so I appreciate that. So Friday, please, game plan one more time if you want to remain in the runners group. I wanted to open it up to talk to Aleisha since we have her on the Zoom. I'm going to stop sharing this. I already uploaded this to our to the Family Body Rock page, the cruise offensive game plan. So if you'd like to tag your teams, you're welcome to. But I want to open it up to Aleisha. And I just kind of want to let you guys pick her brain. You hear from me all the time. I reached out. I still reach out to Aleisha. She kind of put me in my place yesterday in a nice way. I was not in my place, but she was real with me, and I always appreciate that from her. So I had an issue arise with someone, and she said, "You're wasting your time. Stop. You're wasting your time." So I asked her today, "Hey, I'm in like a weird mindset. Like, will you be on here with me?" So don't be afraid to do that to me, to her, to Casey, to whoever. We all go through it. So Aleisha, some people have never met you on here before. So maybe if you could just tell us a little about your story.
Okay. Let me see. I don't think I've met Mindy before or Tommy. But hi, everybody else. Nice to see some familiar faces. I guess actually right now I'm sitting on my back porch and it's raining. So we're getting hit by a tropical storm, even though it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. That big thing over the state on the Weather Channel or whatever made it look really, really bad. So fortunately, we're not getting hit bad here. Wouldn't you agree, Kelly? Like, it's like, okay, like the pool's flooding a little bit, but I think we're going to be okay. But anyway, I don't know. I think most everybody knows my story. September, I'll be in this business for 5 years. And something that comes up a lot lately in my head is when people sign up and they expect to grow so quickly and they get discouraged so easily because they have people tell them no, or people that they think would join them right away aren't joining them. They just get so discouraged so quickly and want to quit. And I think if people understand what to expect in this and be realistic on what they expect, then they're going to be in it for the long run. I know I was brought up working really hard. My mom taught me that. She taught me how to work really, really hard. And in this business, I really do believe that you have to work really, really hard. You have to do things that you wouldn't normally do. You have to sacrifice some things you might not want to sacrifice. This isn't normal. Like, what we're doing isn't normal. We're entrepreneurs. We have nobody telling us what to do. We just have to take initiative and do it. So, we have to be creative in what we do. This is network marketing. So we have to network. That's part of it. Something that, that I think it's easy for me to grasp is I'm constantly adding people to my pipeline. I'm constantly building my hundreds list. I'm constantly building relationships and meeting new people and trying to find ways to do that and being intentional about creating relationships. When I first started this business, my husband encouraged me to do it. He said, you should do this. And I was like, no, I'm not a salesperson. That's just not my personality. And I feel like, this is sales to a certain extent, but what I love the most about it is the fact that I do get to build relationships with people. And I feel like if you keep that more in the forefront of your mind as building a relationship and a rapport with somebody, when they are ready to join you as a customer or as a distributor, then they're going to join you. And in the meantime, you just keep, adding people to your pipeline. You keep watering those seeds. You keep building your relationships. And I find that when people join, when they're ready, when they want to, those are the ones that are going to stick with you longer. They're going to stay with you longer. And then also going into this, knowing that, it might take you 5 years to reach your goal. My goal, obviously, I think most people's goal when they start out, they might set their small goal, but as you're building your team and you're growing and you're promoting, your vision changes, your believability changes, and you want that next rank. You want to accomplish that next goal. So, I really didn't think Ambassador was within reach. But that being, you know, our next goal is to get to ambassador. In September will be 5 years in this business. If you worked 5 years to get to ambassador, would it be worth it for you? Would you do it? You know, so that's kind of where we're at right now. And, you know, you see people that get to ambassador in 12 months or 9 months or whatever. And those people, I mean, it's great that they do that. But you have to remember that those people have built a network before it works. And we don't know what that story exactly is. So you can't compare yourself because, you know, like I said, you don't know what their story is. You just have to work on your story. You have to keep your goals in focus and just keep going forward with it. So I don't know, a couple other things that, like, just, you know, over the last few months or whatever, when I look around at my life and my children and my husband and my home and our schedule and our freedom and our whatever, like, I just still find it so unbelievable that we're where we're at right now. It did take a lot of hard work. It did take a lot of sacrifice. I remember in the beginning, I had a photography business, so I was doing photo shoots in the evenings. I had my kids all day long. Marshall was 18 months old. Eli was 3.5. So I was a mom during the day, a photographer in the evenings. On the evenings, I wasn't doing photo shoots. I was bartending. I was editing. Like, I was constantly busy. I was constantly doing things. And there was times when my friends and my mom and stuff would be like, you know, what's going on with you? Like, you never hang out anymore. I feel like you're avoiding me, you know, all this kind of stuff. And I would tell my mom, like, Mom, right now, like, I'm trying to feed my family. Like, this is really, really important for us. Like, I was borrowing money from her to feed them. So I worked really, really, really hard in the beginning. I feel like you work, you sacrifice, you work so hard. You lay the foundation for your business. You build it strong. And then, you know, as the years go by, as time goes by, then you get to experience some of that freedom. Waking up when you want to, or when the kids wake you up. You know, just the freedom that we have to go on field trips with the kids. And, you know, my husband coaches the baseball team. Like, he doesn't have to worry about, you know, being late because he's working or anything like that. You know, there's other dads that we see there that they miss games, they miss practices and stuff because they're tied to this job. So, to their job. So it just, it's really worth it. It's really worth it to make the sacrifice, to push yourself out of your comfort zone, to do things you never thought you would do, to network, it's worth the freedom that you gain from it when, you know, you're, you know, replacing your income and saving money and, you know, building your dreams and writing your own paycheck. So that's kind of what I have for you there.
No, I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. I love your story, and I don't know. I think the coolest thing about your story is that you were blitzed by a 79-year-old man.
Yep.
79, right? He was 79?
He was 74 at the time.
74. Yeah, okay. So now he's 79.
Yeah. Well, I was bartending at the time, which, you know, to be honest with you, blitzing bartenders is like a really awesome thing to do.
I know, right? Me and Kelly are like, oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you get to go out and you get to relax and have a couple drinks and socialize and work at the same time, and you never know. Like, I remember standing behind the bar, and I would have my regulars, and I was open about my situation with my regulars, you know, like my house was in foreclosure, and I was basically a young mom. I mean, my baby was 18 months old, and I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be bartending. Like, my husband had to tuck them into bed at night, which was fine, but I wanted to. Like, I had them to be their mom and do those things. So it just so happened a 74-year-old man came and sat at the bar and had a glass of wine. And, you know, I was a good bartender. I was social with my patrons because I knew how to work my tips, you know. And I'm talking to him, and I asked him what he did for a living, and he gave me a Blitz card. And so, you know, long story short, I responded like, oh, what's this? Okay, I'll try it for 25. Oh, I saw results. You know, I was curious about the business. My husband had done another network marketing company before, and we lost, like, he made money, but we also lost a ton of money. And he spent a lot of time. Like, he would work 16-hour days sometime on the computer, like trying to find leads, trying to do all these different things, spending money on leads. You know, it was crazy. But so anyway, I had questions about the business plan, and Betty Landis came over, and I was totally shut down because I was not going to do the business. I wasn't interested in doing it. I just wanted my questions answered. And so that's when Matt overheard the presentation and encouraged me to do it. And so here we are. You know, we saved our house from foreclosure, which was like the biggest thing. Like that's amazing right there, that we were able to sell enough wraps and make enough wrap cash because I was going out and wrapping people. You know, my leads were people that I met face to face. I didn't have to pay for my leads. And we made enough wrap cash to put in the bank and get a loan modification on our home.
I love that. I think of like what got me to Diamond in 3 months. And it's like, I remember telling Joey, he's like, there's someone at our house every night. And I'm like, yeah, but you're at work, so it doesn't matter. And I'm going to earn us a $10,000 bonus. But it doesn't matter. It's going to be awesome. And
right.
So I remember, you know, I think back, like, how did I get that fast momentum? Like, I would love to go 5 ranks. I would love to go from triple to ambassador in 3 months. You know, like pretty much I went 5 ranks in 3 months. So I'm like, what did I do to do that before? Well, I was wrapping people. I was blitzing. I had no freaking clue what I was doing. Let's just put it that way. I remember going to the gym. I remember seeing Casey put a video up about how she was at the gym with her Blitz lanyard. So I did the same thing, and I'd put my Blitz coupons like on the little table, and people would walk by and take one, and I'd run after them. Hey, that's the coupon. And I'd word vomit all over them. But I did fail my way to success in that sense. So it's funny to me that the majority of people wrap their way, you know, to a VIP rank or to Diamond or higher. So, you know, we've really gone back to that in this past, honestly, since we went to the It Works U and Phoenix, and Pam kind of slapped us across the face and was like, you're our leaders. What are you doing? You know? So I love that you say that, and asking, I've gone back to asking people, can I wrap you? Can you do a party for me? And we've gone from doing like 1 party a month to 1 a week now. And so not to mention our team weekly parties. So
that's great. I want to mention the kind of, you know, piggyback off that. When I went to Pam Souter's house back in, I think it was November, on Stephanie's leadership retreat, like I cornered Pam in the kitchen, and I was like, Pam, like things are so different now. Like so much is about social media and building on social media, Facebook, Instagram, now Snapchat, like so much is geared towards that. And I think people get an idea on their head that they only need to do that. They just need to do that. And she's like, she put me in my place, and she's like, no, Aleisha, she's like, there's a whole bunch of people out there that aren't on social media, you know, especially with the different generations. She's like, you need to get back out there, and you need to be wrapping people, because when I first started, I was a wrapping fool. I did 3 wrap parties a day sometimes.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. And I think people just get too comfortable sitting behind their computer screen. I admit it, I do too sometimes, you know, but just getting out there and going out and blitzing people. The Butlers had a Orlando wrap party here a couple weeks ago, and I literally like made little invitations and stapled them to my Blitz cards, and I went around the area that the event was going to be at, and I handed out Blitz cards. Yeah. You know, like, I still shake when I hand out Blitz cards.
Oh my gosh, we went around our neighborhood. We just moved like 2 months ago. So I was like, that's a perfect opportunity. They see our magnets going in and out every day, and we're having a sample party every other week. So I went. We only did like maybe 10 houses, and we took the kids to the park and ended up not finishing it. But Reese ended up peeing her pants at the park. She was so excited. She really loves blitzing. I know that's really weird, but I would have a daughter that would like that. And she was really excited to go up to the houses, and I actually, that excitement and that fearless attitude that she had is what encouraged me to do it, because I didn't want to do it, but I was like, my team's going to be here, I have to have people show up. So I went to my neighbors, and one of my neighbors showed up the night of, and I was like, oh my god, like, you're here.
That's awesome.
So
yeah,
never heard of it. Never ever heard of it.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
What? She's on Facebook. She doesn't go on there that much, but she has never, ever heard of it. She's like, I want to do it. I'm a big doTERRA fan. And she's like, I want to fix this. And we wowed her, and it was great. So
that's awesome. Yep. You know, one thing about blitzing too is I remember when Corinne first signed up, and we would go, like, blitzing is scary. You know, I'm not going to lie, it is, because you never know how people are going to respond to you.
Right.
But
but look at, you are a presidential diamond from a blitz.
Yeah. Yep.
Like if I get scared, this is what I tell myself. Like, what if that's Aleisha? What if that's the next Aleisha? And I don't blitz her, but someone else does. Like, I'm going to be so mad at myself, you know?
Right.
So,
yep.
Anyway.
So, also, if you take a team out with you and you go do it in pairs, like, especially if it's a new person for some reason, like, because you're showing them you have to do it, like, you just have so much more confidence because you're trying to teach somebody else how to do it. So that kind of takes the fear away a little bit.
Yeah.
Partners. Definitely. And doing the blitzing scavenger hunt, I mean, we've done that several times, and it's a blast. You know, people are always willing to help you, like, win.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'd like to do is open it up to some Q&A to Aleisha. Before we do that, so think of some questions. I'd like everyone to at least ask one question. I know that's kind of, again, out of comfort zone if you weren't expecting it. Even if it's like, what's your favorite color? Or, you know, what is you know, whatever question you're thinking, what do you do to work your business? How do you do social media? What do you say when you blitz? Whatever you want to ask, whatever. Ask her a question, one person each, or each person asking one question. While you're thinking of that, I want to remind you that the Show Me the Money call is on in 20 minutes. Please remind your teams about that Show Me the Money call. They are featuring, how old is she? 88. 88-year-old, just promoted Ruby. You think she's on Facebook like crazy? I doubt it. So you need a Ruby in your business? Go blitz an 88-year-old, okay?
Yeah.
Especially with the wow. I mean, come on. So please remind your team that call will be on. That call, again, is also shareable with potentials. So I'm going to go in order, and I have Brianna, Mindy, Kelly, Anne-Marie, Sarah, Christine, Erica, and then Tommy. So we're going to go in that order for questions. Sorry, Bri. So go ahead, Brianna. Unmute yourself.
So in a couple of weeks, we're going to Nevada to help. Do you want to mute yourself? Or turn your audio.
Sorry, we're echoing here.
We're all at the same table.
Oh, it's you.
That's funny. The lighting's so different on all of you too, which is kind of funny.
Okay, so we're going to Nevada in a couple weeks.
You can exit me. I'll get Bye.
Yeah, you're still unmuted, Mom.
Think she's...
Hello.
Can you mute all, Melissa? Mute all, and then Brianna can...
It says that I'm all unmuted. Hold on. Why don't you come over here?
All right, I'll just mute myself.
I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. Maybe because I'm the organizer.
All right, so we're going to Nevada in a couple weeks, and whatever. And I've got 3 girls there, and one of them stays at home, the other 2 work, and one's a single mom. But either which way, I guess, like, we're doing 2 virtuals during lunchtime, and then 3 parties at night while we're in town. And I want to focus on just getting the wrap on people, and I know with them a lot, they're focused on social media, and they're very, like, get stuff off of Google Images, and I posted so many videos and given them and been like, oh, will you watch this video if I send it? And they've been like, yeah, sure, great. But they still just don't get and grasp, like, not posting just a picture of, you know, this or that. And I don't know, I want to focus more on getting them off of social media, but also cleaning up their social media and I want to do that in a way where I'm not like a boss to them. You know what I mean?
Right, being a compliance Nazi.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that maybe if it was explained to them why rules are in place.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily rules, but like they'll get stuff off of Google Images, and like one of them who's really new, and she enrolls a lot of customers like crazy. So I'm like, whatever, do your thing, I guess. And I've said things like alluding to let's not post that kind of stuff, you know, but they'll post, like, she's like, oh yeah, I haven't posted my ad today, and she does do like very addy things, and she's like, yeah, I'm working on a new plan for my slogans, and I'm like, what? Like, just use my stuff or my sister's or whatever else. And even one day she was like, oh, I used your post that you did today, I hope that's okay. I was like, yeah, actually I'd prefer that. And she's like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah.
So I know one thing that helps me. Sorry.
No.
I know one thing that helps me is that when I'm trying to teach a lesson, I say a story, and I put myself as the person. No, I put myself as the person that did the wrong. So I'll say like, you know, I used to think that we had to be super salesy and we had to know how to seal the deal and close. And what I found was when I was doing these really adsy things, not only was I upsetting people, but I wasn't really showing people why I was doing this. I was just being a salesperson. So when I changed that to doing XYZ, my business boomed because people understood why I was doing this, and people buy your why more than they buy what you're selling.
Yeah.
So I always, even if I maybe not necessarily had that problem, I instead of me saying, you are doing this and you are doing that and you need to blah, 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 that's what works for me.
Yeah, and that's what I've done in videos with them. But I guess I'll just hope and pray
that they watch the video.
No, not even that, but that when we're there in person, that it'll click more.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Yeah. Maybe sharing stories then too.
Yeah.
Like of like, you know, this, you know, so this was shared and this was shared and that sort of thing. But at the same time, I wouldn't be upset with some people are going to take off on their own.
Yeah.
And
no,
some
I'm
people
not
are
upset
gonna
with it. I'm just like, oh, you could do so much better if you didn't do that. You know? And one of them specifically posts like negative stuff all the time. Like today it was just like, oh, something, these effing bees, blah, blah, you know, those kind of posts. I'm just like, why? You know.
So something that maybe, like, I'm just thinking maybe you could incentivize them to watch some things. Like I know you said you've sent them videos and stuff, but maybe and I know you shouldn't reward mediocrity, but if it's something that you think that will really help them, you know, we're not necessarily following John Eric anymore, but his presentation at conference the year before last, when he talked about like people don't want to be advertised to, you know, they don't lay their head on their pillow at night and say, oh gee, I wish I would have saw one more ad. You know, that was a really good speech that he did. So you can find it on YouTube. Either just reiterate that story to them, watch it yourself a few times and take it in, and then when you see them face to face, maybe share that with them. And then there's also another one, I'll have to find it, it's been shared a bunch of times over the years, and it's about how people buy your why. And so really,
we were talking about that today, the TED Talks.
Okay, yeah. So so as far as incentivizing them, if you say like, hey, so here's the deal. I have these 2 videos that I want you to watch, and make a little questionnaire or something that they can answer based on what they saw, so that you know that they watched it. And maybe, you know, say, hey, if you complete this questionnaire and do it right, you'll get a free T-shirt from the network store or something. I don't know, you know, or a pack of Blitz cards or something like that.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
No problem. Good luck.
All right, Mindy, you're up. Let me unmute you. Sorry. Manage participants. Okay, you're good.
Hi, Aleisha.
Hi.
My question is, sorry, I'll get closer to the computer. So my question is, what role does Matt play in helping build your business?
Okay. So over the years, his role has changed a lot. In the beginning, we didn't know what it was. We had no idea what he could do. I mean, I was wrapping women. I was going out and wrapping women. So, I don't think most guys are real comfortable wrapping women, and most women probably aren't very comfortable with guys wrapping them, So his role really was to do the things around the house for me that I couldn't do, take care of the kids, grocery shop, clean as best as he could, do laundry, stuff like that. And, honestly, things were tough between us. Like, our relationship was strained from it, in the beginning, because it's not typical. But, over time we learned that, men are really good recruiters. So Matt would wear the Blitz card, the lanyard around his neck, and he'd go out, and the things that he was doing, he'd make sure he would blitz, and he would get contact info from the people that he blitzed, and then he would pass them on to me. And so then I would make contact with them, wrap them, and do the rest. More now, what he's done is he has an Instagram account, and it's actually an Instagram account, but it looks like me. And so he's gone in and he's, followed and unfollowed, and he's gained a following, and he posts on Instagram. He messages people that like his posts, and he's signing up customers and distributors doing exactly what you or me or anybody else can do.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then he does, he'll do guy meetups and, contests and stuff like that for the team. But it really did take some time for us to really figure out what his role in the business was. And, a lot more guys are getting on board, and I think the camaraderie between them is all great, some of the things they do.
I'm super stoked that there's so many of them going to the men's retreat. And I'm really excited about that. Joey and Tommy are going to drive up together. So if Brian wants to go, it's like a 20-hour drive, but everyone can rotate.
Yeah.
It's in, where's it at, babe?
Missouri. From Missouri, yeah.
In August.
Matt went to it last year. Honestly, doing something like that for Matt was totally out of his comfort zone. Matt likes to be home. He's a homebody, so for him to make that decision, I didn't even really encourage him to do it. He just made that decision himself to do it. And I tell you what, it changed so much. Being around those guys, it wasn't my rank's higher than yours or this or that, but it's it was really great bonding. It was really inspiring. It was really life-changing. It was really life-changing. And, I was kind of nervous, a bunch of guys getting together. Oh my gosh, this can't end well. You know what I mean? But it was really, really amazing. I don't know. I can't go into all of it because whatever, but it was just really good. If the guys go, you'll definitely hear.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
He did say that to Joey. He was like, listen, last year I was I do not want to do this. They keep telling me to do it. I'm going to do it just to be a good role model. And he said that it was a great experience. So that's kind of Joey's I'm not so sure about it, but what is it going to hurt? So,
Yeah.
So I'm
amazing.
All right, Kelly, you're up, girl.
It looks like you have less than a minute here. It says
Oh, yeah, I have 2 minutes. So one more question.
Can't hear you, Kelly.
Yeah, is your audio on? Hold on, let me try to mute, unmute. It's just really low.
Yes, just speak up.
On my computer. So when you're following up with people that you've been following up with forever, how do you continue those conversations? Because I go back and forth between just friendship stuff and then kind of follow-ups to try to not sound like a salesperson.
Right.
But I mean, there's been people I've been following up with for over 2 years that still like and comment and reach out to me about signing up, and it just goes nowhere. And it's almost like more frustrating for me, but I know I need to keep following up with them.
Well, I think what's really great about what corporate does for us is they always give us reasons to follow up with people.
Mm-hmm.
Promos, or you're getting your 10 LCs, or now it's you're trying to get 3 distributors for the cruise. So they're always putting something out there for us to have a reason to follow up with. Like I'll just be like blunt, and I'll be like, all right, girl, so you've been saying you're going to do this. When are you going to sign up? Like, I'm waiting for you. Like I just like, I'm ready for you. I'm waiting. Like, time will continue to go by. So you might as well just do it, So I don't really kind of, I guess, keep it real like that. And, we have our follow-up rule, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. And then I'll usually do a follow-up after that, like once a month or once every 6 months.
Okay.
All right, that's all we have in time. If you have a question that didn't get answered, just post it to the runners page and we'll have